Most High in Christ. Salaki, bear with me just a moment. Khan, audios to Shalom. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah Baraka Thumb to all the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Alathun, Bahashem Yahweh Shah to all the sisters. It's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commandant General Yohana. You understand? We've been in operation since 1969, teaching the truth according to the Bible. You understand? That what does the Bible say? That's not spoken of and taught in the earth. You know what I'm saying? What have we been teaching since 1969? You know what I mean? That everyone else, you know what I'm saying, seems to run away from. Yeah, oh yeah. They don't got batteries in them already. The water.
Sorry, sir.
Please.
If I may, that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true Jews in the Bible.
That's right. That blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true Jews according to the Bible. And this, despite all that you might see on social media, this is still a controversial topic. This is still a controversial topic, a controversial subject. You know what I'm saying? That people still argue about. The water, brother. People still argue about. People still don't understand. Who are the Jews, man? What does it mean to be a Jew? You know what I'm saying? Where does that come from? You understand? So, you know, we're going to get into that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'll talk about that a bit. You know what I mean? Just to remind y'all, this is the Tuesday night Brotherhood class. So if you have any questions of any kind, make sure you type it in. If you're online, just type it into the chat. You feel me? If you're in the room, just go ahead and raise your hand. You know what I mean? But before, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, Officer 500-yard mock takes over. That's what I'm talk about, you know what I'm saying, that real quick. So, Laka, we been had that? Okay, I'm about to say. We in business now. Okay. So, is there any questions online? The water, bro. Okay, no sweat. Good. Oh, please.
How would you describe, because of course people in the world, they experience God in a way in which, you know, like a fortune teller,
right,
or someone who is a psychic, someone, you know, claims to be these things, or just different
mediums and all that.
Them basically professing that because of these different powers, things that are out here, that is not the Lord, or is it the Lord? You know, how would you break that down?
John. All right. So you asking about mediums and psychics and all of that kind of junk. No sweat. So of course, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna go right to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? In the Bible, if you wanted to inquire of the Lord, if you wanted to ask something, if you wanted to ask God a question, literally, who did you go to? Did you go to Miss Cleo? Did you go to Miss Cleo? Did you go to Dionne Warwick? Did you go to her? Who did we go to when we wanted to inquire of the Lord? Shalom. Slack, sir. Right. Con. We would go to the priests and prophets of God. We would never ever go to no psychic. We didn't go to anybody that read palms or none of that kind of stuff. We went to the priests of the Most High. Anybody got a precept for that? Let's prove it, because everything. What does the Bible say about proving things? Sir, prove all things, right? Prove all things, right? So that's why we don't just say things in here. And you notice it rubs people the wrong way, pause. They get mad. Who saw Captain Tazaria? I saw a video pop up on my joint. Captain Tazaria battling some guy, I don't know, but he was getting very upset because Captain Tazaria kept going to the scriptures. He was getting like agitated because Captain Tazaria kept using the Bible. So that bothers people. They don't want you to use the Bible. They'd be like, no, I don't want to hear it from the Bible. I want to hear it from you. Well, if I give you my opinion, then you can just be like, well, I disagree. So that doesn't account for anything. But the Bible, of course, is what? It's God's words. Can't refute that. And if you got a problem with that, then you got a problem with who? Got a problem with the Most High. So who got a precept about what to do when having a question or an inquiry for the Most High? And then we're still on the topic of the mediums and the psychics and Dionne Warwick and Miss Cleo. I'm looking for a precept that shows who we would go to when we had questions about God in the Bible. There's really two precepts that go with what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? There's really two. So you can use two different ones here. Two different precepts, Salakia. Go ahead.
Damn, Slack, sir. I was gonna ask, would it be in Moses' time? Like
not well, the precept I'm looking for would not necessarily be in Moses' time, but it's in the Old Testament.
Okay.
For time's sake, unless y'all got it. No sweat. All right, for time's sake, Maya shall go to 1 Samuel chapter 9 and verse 9. Okay, Most High Christ. Make sure the mic is on. Come on, try this one. The water, bro.
Okay, come on, sir. It's the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 7, verse 9.
What's chapter 9 and verse 9?
Salakia,
1 Samuel 9 and 9.
It's the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 9, verse 9.
Uh-huh.
Before time in Israel.
Where?
Before time in Israel.
In Israel. We dealing with who? Who are we dealing with in the Bible?
Oh, with Israelites, sir.
Right. Throughout the whole Bible, we're dealing with the Israelites. I'm sorry your grandmother lied to you.
Right.
I'm sorry your mom's told you that, you know what I'm saying, that this Bible was all about everybody and hugs and kisses and everybody together in a rainbow coalition. I'm sorry she said that. The reality is that is not true. Right. That is a lie. You understand? This Bible is about the Israelites. This is the book of the Israelites.
That's right.
That's why throughout thousands of times throughout the Bible, you will see the Lord say what? To Israel. To Israel. Right. Spake unto Israel. Speak unto the children of Israel. And Moses went to the elders of Israel. You understand? This entire book is about a specific race group of people.
That's right.
Period. And here we go yet again with that designation.
That's right.
Before time, where am I, Yashar?
In Israel.
Before time in Israel. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about how we used to do things in Israel, how it was. And let's find out what we're talking about. Read on.
Come. When a man went to inquire of the Most
When
High.
a man went to do what?
Went to inquire of the Most High.
What does it mean to inquire? Somebody look that up. What the word inquire means. What does it mean to inquire of something? Yeah, sis, please. This is absolutely right. Give her a hand, right? Inquire means to ask, right? But let's see what it says in the dictionary. But that is correct.
Slack, sir. This is the Oxford Dictionary definition. Inquire. Ask for information from someone.
There you go. To ask for information from someone. To inquire means to ask for information from someone. So we just read in 1 Samuel 9:9, before time in Israel, when a man went to inquire of the Most High, meaning when he went to what? When he went to go ask questions about the Most High, when he went to go ask something from the Most High. He wanted to do what? Somebody read my mind. When he wanted to do what? What is it saying here when it says inquire of the Lord?
It's like, sir, for me, basically, to get guidance, to get answer this question, to get guidance in life was.
You right, but I wanted a little more like on it in terms of like the reality of what's happening. Because a lot of people say this in the Christian church, they talk about this all the time.
Come, right.
In the Christian church, I almost said something I shouldn't say. In the Christian church, sisters with big hats say that they talk to God, that the Lord spoke to me.
Right.
Fake Israelites do it too, because you know fake Israelites are Christians.
Come.
If y'all haven't noticed,
That's right.
they're the absolute sin. I know you see it on your Facebook all the time. Every time I turn around on Facebook, I see some woman from some fake Israelite group who says that God spoke to her last night. All the time.
Right.
Or some simple brother. God, it's just this cord. This cord has a short.
Come.
You might have to adjust it. See, yeah, it's just a shorten the cord, but it shouldn't affect the online. So if it cuts off, don't worry about it. But some brother who thinks that God talks to him, and of course he is. Somebody give me 3 guesses of who he is reincarnated. This fake Israelite. Go ahead, Yarmak. He's King David. Who else, Mike Shaw?
Christ himself.
He's Christ himself. Who else?
Solomon? Or no?
Solomon, that's a good one.
But
Yarmak. Moses.
Right.
What a coinky dink.
Right.
he's never Judas.
Right.
He's never Judas, or he's never the brother who was like sweeping the temple while all this was going on and no one mentioned him in the Bible. He's always one of those characters. He's got to be Christ or Moses. You understand? It's hilarious, but they're Christians, right?
Go.
But they say that they talk to the Most High. But what is this scripture cutting right now?
It's like, sir, that they had to go to somebody to
do what? Say it.
It's like to inquire of the Most High.
They had to go to somebody to talk to the Most High. They had to go to somebody to inquire of the Most High. They could not just, I'm laying in bed, you know what I'm saying? I'm laying in bed and, me and the Most High just had a conversation. No, you couldn't do that.
Right.
Salaki, I just want to make sure this, as long as online the audio is coming through, we good. Salaki, bear with me just a moment. Okay, that's from the beginning of the class. Come on. Yeah. So they can still hear us online, man. This is the you know what I'm saying, the speaker. So don't worry about it. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna use my camp voice. All right. But so when somebody wanted to talk to God, that's what this scripture is talking about. The process by which you talk to God and therefore about God. Go ahead, sir. It's like. First Samuel chapter 30 and verse 7. Come on, hold what you got. Hold Samuel 9 and 9 and go to 1 Samuel 30 and verse 7. Let's see what that was.
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 30, verse 7. It's the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 30, verse 6. And David was greatly distressed, for the people spake of stoning him, because the soul of all the people was grieved, every man for his sons and for his daughters.
So King David was worried about getting what? Stoned. Worried about getting killed, right? Read on.
But David encouraged himself in the Lord his power. Verse 7. And David said to Abiathar the priest, Amalek's son, I pray thee, bring me hither the ephod. And Abiathar brought thither the ephod to David. Verse 8. And David inquired at the Lord, saying, shall I pursue after this troop? Shall I overtake them? And he answered him, pursue, for thou shalt surely overtake them, and without fail recover all. Verse 9.
Slakia. Pause. Hold it. As it definitely is it telling you about inquiring of the Lord, but in terms of a precept to show what entails inquiring of the Lord, I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? Salakia. Yeah, it's definitely, you're right. It's an example of it happening, but because of how it's worded, you know what I'm saying? A Christian could be like, well, it don't say that, you know what I'm saying? He inquired, he asked the priest, or such and such. All it says is he asked for the ephod. You know what I'm saying? They could say that. So I'm not too sure. I got to get clarification on that one, but that is definitely an example. You know what I'm saying? King David would have still had to go, especially at that time. He would have had to go to who?
Oh, it's like it's a prophet or someone else.
He would have had to go to who specifically?
Oh, so like it's a seer, a wise man, a seer. That's like
who. You're right, but who would that be in Israel? Who would that have been?
Oh, a prophet, a priest, a prophet of the Most High.
And who would that have been in David's time?
Oh, so like priest.
You're right, but who would have been the priest?
Oh,
not just an Israelite.
Oh, a Levite.
There we go. Exactly. He would have had to go to a Levite who would have been the priest at the time. You know what I'm saying? So they connect, but as far as whether or not we can use this as a precept just to show what it means to inquire of the Lord, I'm not too sure. I can definitely get back to you on that one. So go back to Samuel 9 and 9 and read it from the top if you could, Baba Kushah.
It's the first book of Samuel, chapter 9, verse 9. Before time in Israel, when a man went to inquire of the Most High, thus he spake, come and let us go to the seer.
Let us wait. Went to inquire of the Most High and do what?
Thus he spake, come and let us go to the seer.
Let us go to who?
To the seer.
Let us go to Miss Cleo.
Let us go to the seer.
Let us go to Dion Warwick.
Let us go to the seer.
Let us go to the palm reader.
Let us go to the seer.
Let us go to the tarot card reader.
Let us go to the seer.
And let's see who the seer is. Maybe the seer is Miss Cleo. Read on.
For he that is...
Wait, slow down, brother. You got to read it slow.
Okay.
Christians, you know what I'm saying, they got all kinds of, you know what I'm saying, frequencies from the 5G towers scrambling in their brains. So read it slow. For what?
For he.
No, she.
For he.
No, anybody.
For he.
For he. That means it's a what?
It's a man. Sir.
It's a man. Go ahead.
That is now called a prophet.
For he that is now called a what?
A prophet.
A what?
A prophet.
For he that is now called a prophet. Now everybody knows you go to who? The prophet. The prophet. Even fake Christians call themselves prophet such and such, prophet so and so. You have to go to the prophets, right? It says if you wanted to inquire of the Lord, you would go to the seer. For he that is now called a prophet, go ahead.
Was before time.
Was what?
Was before time.
Was before time. We read at the beginning of the scripture. Before time in Israel. So he who is now called a prophet was before time what?
Called a seer.
Oh, damn. So what is it saying? First of all, what is it not saying?
So like I said, that people came up with, people inquired of God themselves.
Give him a hand. It is not saying that you have a personal relationship with God.
Right.
Because your personal relationship with God is just an excuse for you to do whatever the hell you want to do.
That's right.
It's just for you to go on the internet, you know what I'm saying, shake your funky backside, you know what I'm saying, have an OnlyFans and do all of these things and feel like you still, you know what I'm saying, you still love the Most High and you still a child of God.
Right.
That's what this is all about. You ready? Okay. Just finish it out.
Next verse.
No, just, read it from the top one more time.
Okay, come.
That'll be it.
It's the first book of Samuel, chapter 9, verse 9. Before time in Israel, when a man went to inquire of the Most High, thus he spake, come, and let us go to the seer. For he that is now called a prophet was before time called a seer.
Mm-hmm. For he that is now called a prophet was before time called a seer. In other words, when you wanted to inquire of the Most High, you certainly didn't go to any woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And again, it's not nothing against the sisters. You know what I'm saying? We love our women. We love our sisters, man. But we have different roles. Just like guess what? A man should never send a woman to war.
Right.
You are a coward and words I cannot use on this YouTube.
That's right.
Because I might get, flagged. You are all kinds of things I can't say when you send a woman to war. We don't do that in Israel.
Damn right.
We don't send a woman to war. And being a prophet of God is, guess what? It's being a warrior. Because you got to fight demons, man. So no, you don't. Mediums and all that garbage is nonsense. There's other scriptures I wanted to get on it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna leave it there. And with that, I'm gonna pass the class over to Priest and Officer 500 Yarma.
Hey, shalom, Yahweh Shem Shabbat. Yahweh Shema Alatah Bashim Yahweh Shah to the sisters. What's going down? We're gonna get into it 1 second. Before I get into my topic, if I could, Baba Kashah, I would like to expound on that topic, on that question that was asked. This is, a second ago. If I could, give me the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23. You understand? This question was asked, man. There's a lot of talk about spirituality and the Bible and religion that is happening nowadays, if you haven't noticed, due to current events. You understand? A lot of people are now putting an importance on the God that they serve. Why? Why do you think that people now all of a sudden are starting to come out of those kickbacks and smoking weed and starting to try to talk about the Bible, or trying to talk about the Quran, or trying to talk about spirituality in itself? You understand? What do you think is causing these events to happen?
Oh, Slacker, sir.
Hold on 1 second. Let me get the sister answer.
I was gonna say, because like all the events that's going on in the world, like the COVID, the war, and gas prices going up, crazy things.
God, what the sister said is because of all the events that's happening in the world. You understand? There's a thing that is on this earth that no man can withstand ignoring, and that thing is called terror.
Right.
You understand? There's a terror on this earth that is forcing people to now decide whether or not smoking weed is more important than them living. It's now more is being a homosexual more important than them living, or whatever disgusting thing they want to do in the world. Is it now more important than you living? Right. And so now people are asking, they want to know, what God do we serve? Is Christianity wrong? I've always had a feeling that Christianity may not be the right thing, but I never knew the truth. I was just too busy having a hot girl summer, or being a city girl or a city boy before, but now, goddamn, Ukraine is being invaded by Russia. COVID-19 is a pandemic across the earth. And I remember them Power Rangers on the corner years ago saying that this was going to happen. Right. So now they're inquiring. Now they want to know. And of course, when you go to inquire of the Lord, you understand, you're gonna also find, for lack of a better word, but you're gonna find idiots. You're gonna find people who want to take their money. And to take their money, they're going to do what? They're going to push witchcraft. They're going to push what they call it, that nonsense. They just did a special on NBC on this faith healing.
Right.
They're going to push faith healings. And it was funny because they did it, and it was a pastor, right? And this is off topic. You seen it? There was a pastor who I think he brought up like 2 or 3 people, right? And one of the people was I think it was a woman, and she was blind. And he went up to her, he's like, "Can you see?" They're like, "No, I can't see." And then he went up, put his hands on her eyes, and did some speaking in tongues or something, and then was like, "Now can you see what color is this sheet?" Or it was like a big black yellow napkin or whatever he was holding. She says yellow. Then he says, "Well, follow how many fingers am I holding up?" She says 4. And you would think, "Oh man, that this is a miracle," right? They went back and was like, "Now let's tell you what really happened. The lady is blind. She is. She's legally blind. However, she's only partially blind in one eye. You understand? So she can't see far away, but she can see close enough. You understand what you got?"
That's like like people don't, they playing on what people don't understand, because
Right.
the average person doesn't know the different facets of blindness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I remember I went on an exhibit, you know what I'm saying, one time in New York, and like it was all about basically showing you all the different ways of like blindness, like what it's like to be blind in the city. And that day I found out there are people who are legally blind who like they can't see nothing in front of them, but if they like look at the corner of their eye like this, they can see everything right here.
Right.
There are people like that. They're like for real. So there's all kind of different ways of being blind, and they're using that to like, oh yeah, she's blind.
Right. You understand? And it was one more. I forget what the trick was, but you understand? I think it was either a brother or somebody. It was either he couldn't walk, or it was something. But the point is that it was a hoax, and people are going to start to do this even more because they know that when people get scared, they become stupid. You ever heard of the term a chicken with his head cut off? That's what people do. You understand? And so when that stupidity kicks in, of course, those dollars are going to start to rain down in the Christian church. These pastors are going to get rich because people believe, because they have been taught for 400 years that. Let me ask you the question. What have we been taught for 400 years is our salvation because of the Christian church? What have we been taught is the way we get salvation?
Through the so-called oppressors, through America.
Now, you're right in which you may say that becoming on the level or closer to our oppressor is salvation, but how do you get it?
It's like it's through the Christian Jesus, through
Stay on the oppressor, right? Let's say being close to the oppressor is salvation. That's heaven. Being close to him, right? On his level, accepted at his dinner table, able to live in his neighborhood. How do you get salvation?
Don't you have to be saved? Or like that?
What have we been taught, right? Think about what Christians really believe. Don't think about what Christians say they believe. Right. Think about what Christians really believe. What do they do? What do they do in the Christian church that would clear cut tell you that they believe that this is how they get saved?
Oh, they pay their money, sir.
Money.
Yeah, count.
You buy it. You want to live in Beverly Hills. How do you get there? Money. You have to get rich. How do you get saved from the ghettos of Chicago? Well, you got to dribble a basketball. You have to. You have to play at the highest level and get a multi-million-dollar contract so that you can have salvation, because that's the only way. There is no other way. How do you know? Because you can't tell me that salvation comes to the Jews by us to say following the law, statutes, and commandments. I dare you to say that. Because what brother outside of this school in the hood says, well, the only way we're gonna get saved, man, is if we stop celebrating Christmas. When have you ever heard it? I'm gonna bring my family out the ghetto, but we're gonna stop celebrating Christmas and stop eating shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster to do it. When have you ever heard it? Never. So what does he believe will save his family?
Money, sir.
Money. You understand? And so now when we're living in a time of terror in which everyone wants to be saved, they're going to lean on what to save them.
Their money, sir.
Money. You look at every apocalyptic movie. What do they run to? They try to get the people on them big old ships. Remember 2012? They try to get the people on them big old ships who had what? Money. You understand? And the Christian pastors are going to get rich. They're going to get rich off the fear that the Lord is instilling into the earth, because we have been beaten down into stupidity. We're too stupid to understand that these pastors have been lying to us for years, for 400 years here in America through the way of Christianity, man. You understand? Give me Jeremiah chapter 23 and it start at verse 1.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Lord.
That's saith the Lord, man. These pastors, man, destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture. You understand? They destroy blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, man.
Right.
With witchcraft, man. You understand? That gospel music with that organ and all of that music, that is a spell that Christianity has placed on blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, man.
That's right.
You understand? It's the same spell that the king of what do you call it? Of Moab put on the Israelites when we was setting up tents outside of their kingdom, man. He called for a witch to come and put a spell on us to do what? To make us less fearless, man. To make us into a people that he didn't have to be scared of. You understand? And that was the spell that Moab had put on us, and it's the same spell that Christianity puts on us today. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 2. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people, ye have scattered my flock.
You have scattered my flock. You understand? Drop down to verse 26. Because of course your Christian pastor is going to come and tell you what? He's going to come and he's going to put his hand on your head or on your shoulder, and he's going to say that, I've had a vision last night, and I know that you've been wanting something. There's been something that you've been wanting, and you're fighting for it, sister. And sister, I'm letting you know through the grace and glory and the power of Jesus Christ, you gonna get it, sister. You hang on in there, sister. You hang on in there. And then your stupid ass goes outside and says, oh, that pastor's so good. Right. He knew I was wanting something. When has there ever been a time when you weren't in want of something?
Right.
You understand? When has it never been a time? And she probably just want a Birkin bag. Whole time she trying to get that bag. But he knows that by saying something so general is going to sway the minds of a person who is stupid, which is why Christianity breeds stupidity, man. You understand? It does not. That's not a religion that teaches you, you understand, to actually learn about the Lord. Right. It's not a religion that teaches you to actually read the Bible and to do what the Bible says to do. It's a religion that teaches you to be a victim to wolves, man. Right. To be a victim to pastors and spiritualist people, man. I'm making that word up. Right. But we're gonna add that to the book. Spiritualist people, you understand, to just rape, you understand, the money out of the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, man. Keep going.
Okay, it's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 26. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies?
How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies, man? You understand? The scriptures say that these prophets will go out and try to do amazing works in Christ's name, man. But how could they? You understand? How could they do something in Christ's name when they didn't follow him?
Right.
You understand? That's just like some idiot, and I think I've seen this before, actually. But that's like some idiot making a YouTube channel and going on flwear.com and getting him a UPK shirt and a UPK headband and teaching and posting UPK classes from North Dakota. You understand? I've seen it before. It's happened. You understand? But how could they ever say that this is a class from the UPK when they're not here?
Right.
You understand? And so back to the divination and all of that nonsense. When you get into listening to people, I just had this conversation, man, and it's stupid. You understand? Like, if a brother comes up to me, man, and does a magic trick that wows me to death, how stupid do you have to be to believe that that somehow means that the Lord is with him? You understand how stupid that is?
God, right.
That you believe that because he made a car disappear, somehow that is experiencing God. Somehow God is with him. You should look up all the magicians who are dead.
Right.
Because they buried themselves alive. Right. And then explain to me why God wasn't with this very successful magician. I think there was a magician in New York who, Salakia, there was a magician in New York back in like 1940, 1950, some old time. It may be. You may know about the tragedy that happened, right? And he was performing inside of a like an auditorium, right?
Okay.
And his performance was that he was going to lock himself in a box, right? And I don't know every detail of it, but what really happened is he had a double. He had a stunt double who was actually locked in the box, and his body was underneath the stage. So he was underneath the stage. The stunt double was on top in the box, and for whatever reason, there was a horse, right? He starts to do the show, and because of how crazy he is, he locks all, a magician has stage hands, right? He locks all the stage hands inside of the stage with him. When he does that, the damn building catches on fire. And so everyone's trying to rush out. Everyone's trying to get out. The stage hands are locked in there. And so they couldn't get out. Whatever his name, for the sake of me not knowing his name, we're going to call him Houdini, right? Houdini gets out and goes back inside to get the horse. And he never makes it out. The horse and Houdini dies in the fire. This is the funny part about it. When they went inside and got his body, they, after doing the autopsy and everything, they realized that the body that they had was the double. It was the double who went back for the horse. So you know what that means? Houdini is still underneath that stage, just burnt to a crisp.
Good night.
The Lord ain't with him.
That's right.
You understand? The Lord ain't with him. But how stupid do we have to be that because someone vaguely says some generalized statement that makes you say, oh man, you read my mind. You must have the Lord with you, man. You understand? It is nonsense. Keep going.
God. Yea, they are prophets of the deceit of their own heart.
They are what?
The prophets of this slacking. They are prophets of the deceit of their own heart.
They're prophets of the deceit of their own heart, man. You understand? They have a reason. A magician makes a magician does magic to do what?
Oh, slacking, sir, to fool you. To
Nope. The magician don't give a damn about fooling you.
Oh, slacking, to make money, sir.
To make money.
Okay.
So he can send his children to school. So he can put gas in his car when gas is $5 a gallon.
Good night.
So he goes out there and does magic.
Right.
That is what he wants. You understand? A pastor will tell you that I know you've been wanting something, brother, and you wanting it bad, and you fighting for it right now. But you gonna get it. He tells you that because of what?
For the money, sir.
He wants your money. You understand? He is prophesying of his own heart, man. You understand? Read that last poem one more time.
God. Book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 26. Yea, they are prophets of the deceit of their own heart.
Keep going.
Verse 27. Which think to cause my people to forget my name.
They do what?
Which think to cause my people to forget my name.
Now this is the problem. This is the problem. You understand? What would you say? What's the lady's name who was a psychic? Miss Cleo. You want to go to Miss Cleo? I don't know why, but okay, no sweat. You want to go to Miss Cleo so she can touch on some ball and tell you what your future is for whatever reason. You understand? No sweat. The problem is this. The problem is when you start to make Miss Cleo a god because of some word I can't say.
Right.
You understand? When you start to turn her into a god because of some trick, because of some Ouija board or some effect of some sort, it's stupid. You understand? And they're doing this, and it is turning us away from the Most High. It's turning us away from true power, man.
That's right.
You understand? You so caught up and looking at divination and looking at people telling you your future or a dream that you had, that you forgot that true power is brothers not smoking weed anymore.
That's right.
You forgot that true miracles is when a brother, you understand, stays out of prison now because he's not selling drugs. You understand? Because he's not sleeping under some corner being a drug addict, man. You're missing out on true miracles while you're too steady just worried about, what's her name? Miss Cleo. You worried about Cleo. Meanwhile, Commander General Yohana is saving the lives of brothers and sisters every single day, man.
Damn right.
Raising up the lives of the children of the slaves, man. Which is an absolute miracle, man. It's an absolute power that Commander General Yohana has, and that is inside of this school, that brothers will come in here and stop smoking weed. Do you understand how powerful that is, Isaac?
Right.
That's more powerful than a goddamn card disappearing, man.
Good.
You understand? But we could drop that, man.
Okay.
You understand? The topic, if we got any other questions, any questions in the room? Any questions online? Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you. All right. Where we at? Where the questions at?
Yes. I have
You said what?
I have one.
Better start writing them questions down.
Yeah,
Remember, this is the Brotherhood class. This is how you learn how to conduct yourself in the nation of Israel. Right? We about to all be together at the Passover.
Right.
This is where you make sure nothing happens in this class. You want to figure out what you gotta do if somebody step on your boots? Better ask it.
Come on.
Better figure it out. What do you do if you in the lamb, you in the line, and you trying to get some lime and Tabawan in front of you, and of course Tabawan is favored by all of Israel.
That's right.
And so she puts 3 pieces of lamb in on Tabawan's plate, but then you understand, she just give you 1 piece. You understand? Because we don't know who you are yet. What do you do? What you gonna do? You gonna walk away and you gonna look at Tabawan sideways. You gonna say that. Stand, Tabawan got 3 pieces. He already don't need that. He need to eat some salad. You understand? What you gonna do? How you handle that situation? I'm gonna start asking y'all questions now.
So like I said, if I could, I just be at peace with my portion. So like I said, just
I mean, that's an answer. That's damn sure an answer. You of course cannot be emotional and eat your damn lamb, right? You could do that. But in this scenario, you can't be at peace because you're not. You're not at peace.
Okay,
that offended you.
So I'm upset.
You're upset now.
Kind of.
You're upset at Tabawan because Tabawan got 3 pieces of lamb. You got 1. What do you do?
Well, it's like I said, if I could, I mean, why would I be upset with him instead of the person who served him the 3?
Brother, are you not black?
Well,
you forget how we was raised.
It's like I said. I mean,
did you have siblings growing up?
Come on, sir. Right.
Did your parents ever give your siblings something that they didn't give you?
Come on.
Were you mad at your parents or were you mad at the sibling who got it?
Come on, mad at them.
Yeah, that's how it worked. If you get a nice, if Commander General Yohana pops in here tonight, and he's like, man, Y'all brothers in here to wow, man. This school is nice. I love this school, man. I got a Corvette outside for Officer Maya Shaw. But we don't get nothing.
Good night.
You gonna be mad at him? Or we gonna look at you? Why? We ain't seeing Commander General Yohana no more. He gone. We looking at you every day drive the Corvette. Right. We seeing the Corvette. We see you getting out of it. And what we saying? You understand, of course, being in the world or having a worldly mindset, what do we say?
What do you do to deserve that?
Yeah, what do you do to deserve that?
Okay.
Which is we getting into my topic. We getting into my topic.
Okay.
What did he do to deserve that Corvette? I've been in here doing this work he just came in here, Thapawan, didn't he? He just came in here a year ago. Yeah. He got a Corvette. What do you do?
Okay, so Salaki, in this scenario, I'm trying to talk down. I'm trying to talk down the brother who is upset at me for my fortune or for what I've received.
In this scenario, you're the brother with the problem.
Oh, okay, kind of. Right? Okay, back to the lamb, sir. Yeah, okay,
okay, you're the brother with the problem.
Okay, but if I'm upset, then I'm not thinking rationally, so I'm not going to be Brother Lee when asking him, so why are you getting 3 slices of lamb? But the man above me who, more seasoned, knows more about, Brotherhood would say to me, well, I wouldn't know what he said, but he wouldn't react in an emotional state like that. You know what I'm saying?
You said he was offended, so would he go to him, let him know he was offended, and then maybe ask what it is that he's done, so that way in the future, next Passover, he could be in the same position?
You 85% correct, right? I'm gonna make this very much simple, right? I'm in the line. Thapawan's in front of me. Thapawan gets 3 pieces of lamb. I get 1. I'm offended. I'm mad at the fact that I've done so much work in the school and I'm not worthy of 2 more pieces of lamb, but Thapawan is. It's as simple as this. Go to your brother and ask him. Just say, brother, Salakia, how come I got 1 piece of lamb, but you got 3? And then he may say what?
He might say just because of my time and experience or my time in the troop, or he might bring up like this rank and order.
He may say anything. He may say, oh, Salaki, that's my wife. You want me to tell her to give you a couple pieces?
Oh, okay.
He may say, because I asked for 3 pieces of lamb. Right. He may say, I don't know. But the point is this. Take away that bitch assness spirit away from thinking so much that you understand, like we trying to figure out, like, God damn, what do we do? That's your brother, man. Go talk to him. Just ask him. Hey, Salakia, sir, how come you got 4 pieces? I only got 1. Well, I don't know. Hey, I don't know. Out here, no sweat. Take 1 of mine. Simple. Then we can go on with life. But when you are the type of brother who is so scared of going to your brother when you feel offended, then you are the type of brother who will leave the truth because a brother gains rank. Right. That's you. You're that type of brother. You understand? You're the type of brother who, because someone else gained something in the school where you feel as if you have not gained, that you would leave because that is something that is too hard for you to suffer. Right. You understand? You can suffer having to check in on Wednesdays. You can suffer having to drive to Alabama and lose time with your wife. You can suffer putting your life on the line. But a brother who you put your life on the line for gains in this school, that is something where you draw the line. Right. Where suffering is no more. You have no more left to suffer because your brother has gained in the school. Right. You understand, sis?
I was going to say, if like your main reason to be in the truth is to gain rank, then you're really not hearing the truth for the right reason.
If your reason to be in the truth is anything other than because we ain't got no other choice, right? You understand? then you're going to fall. You understand? It's inevitable. It's inevitable, man, for you to fall in this truth because of things like jealousy. You understand? When you are a brother who looks at things like, oh, this brother right here, he done gained rank, and he came into school 2 years ago, and how the hell did he get the 5,000? But I've been in the school for 6 years out here putting in work, and I'm still a 50.
Right.
If that's the type of thing that bothers you out, then you won't last long in here.
That's right.
You understand? It won't work. This place is not. This school is not a soft place. That's something you have to really consider before coming in here, before taking an oath and getting that oil poured on your head. You understand? And saying yes to the questions that the priest ask you pertaining to that oath. You have to realize that this is not the Christian church.
Right.
This is not that place. You understand? A lot of brothers may just need to go to a place where they just, sit in circles and hold hands. And I guess I ain't never been in none of them places, man. What they do? What they doing there, Maya Shaw?
I do not know either.
I don't know, man. Just a place where they just hold hands and I guess let you speak on your emotions, and they just, yeah, I feel you. Yeah, what's some type of groups, man? It's a group thing where like you can just talk, and it's like, you ever see like a prison movie, and it'd be like the biggest prisoners in there, and they'd be like, yeah, it's like a group. Yeah. Some brothers need to just go to an intervention, man, and just let somebody listen to them. You understand? Because sometimes that's what brothers need. They just need somebody to just hear them for once. You understand? Just hear them and listen and sit down for 30 minutes and just let them talk about, how they've been having to deal with their woman, and that woman is so bad, and this, just how they don't have gas money half the time to do the things that they have to do, but they still do it, and how they just, teach in class and they'd rather be at home because they were sick, and so they had to teach. So maybe this brother just, needs to go and have an intervention group and let them listen to that. However, here in the UPK, that's not where you'll get.
That's right.
And here in the UPK, we follow orders, man. You understand? And there is nothing else. And we teach brothers to not have emotions like that, man. You understand? Emotions is what will get you killed. Is what will get your men killed. Is this, you understand? It's not a joke. You understand? You have to check your emotions on everything that you do, because brothers and sisters' lives are involved. They're involved in everything that we do. And so we cannot have those type of emotions around us, man. Because you understand how dangerous it is for a brother to be so emotional because of another man's success in the school, or that the Lord gave him. You understand that he would leave you. You understand how dangerous that is? But you at camp, and you speaking at camp, and you getting the you going crazy. Double One is up there, he blazing, and he got 3 boot kisses in a row. And you just looking at that brother like, I can't stand that brother right there. I wish that brother I wish the podium would break and that brother would fall down. You understand? That is dangerous, Hawk.
Right.
You know why? Because when there's a person in front of the camp who wants to harm this brother, he won't sound the alarm. He won't say that there's a gun. He won't let the camp leader know that this brother or this man right here has a knife. You understand? He will lose his post, and he will leave that brother so he can be harmed. You understand? Every brother in this truth has to check their emotions. You understand? Done. Give me Numbers chapter 5 and verse 29. As a matter of fact, I dropped that. Give me the book of Job. Give me Job. So like this laptop not working. I need give me the where Job where Job was tempted. Find it. If anybody online got any questions, any comments, just type it in the chat. Hey, you don't have your you don't got your MacBook charger, do you? It'll fit this. It's the C cable. It's not gonna fit the C cable. All right, no sweat. You got it? All right, no sweat. Passover demons is a real thing.
That's right.
You better get it under control now.
What is there like Passover demon?
Because think about the time biblically where the Passover was happening, right? Remember during this time when Moses was telling the Israelites or was gathering the Israelites and getting them ready to leave out of Egypt. You understand? You would have thought what? When he was getting them ready to leave out of Egypt, you would automatically think what about all of the Israelites?
A good thing. Happy.
You would think that you would think that you would think that everyone would be happy to leave slavery, right? To leave out of bondage under Pharaoh. However, we weren't. All of us weren't. You understand? A lot of us did not do or wanted to do what Moses was commanding us to do. You understand? So during that time, right when it's time for us to be free from America, you have brothers and sisters who they choose. You understand? Think about it like this. The reason why when we was in the wilderness with Moses, why we wanted to go back was because we felt the pains of being on our own. We felt the pains of not having EBT, of not having public transportation, free education, things like that, which our oppressor gave us, right? And so the idea of leaving that behind, that's a tough idea to imagine. I can't go to McDonald's, or I can't go to Walmart to get my hygienic products, or I can't go to City Trends or wherever the mall to get my clothes. You understand? That's a scary idea to have to fathom. And so, of course, during this time, that's what we, of course, are praying for. We're praying for, Lord allow, we up in there in Florida and the doors are shut and the rest of the world is in chaos, and we come out of there like, oh, what the hell done happened? You understand? But for people who is so in love with America, that is a sight for them. That's just it's like Lot's wife when she looked back at Sodom and Gomorrah. You understand? It's being destroyed, but she missed it. She missed the parties. She missed the times that they had, the fun that they was having. And so during this time, you understand, Satan is fighting. Matter of fact, well, are you familiar with the dragon in the book of Revelations that's hovering over the baby that's trying to give birth? Well, that baby that's being birthed is the nation of Israel. You understand? That is going to rule, and that dragon is hovering over it, just intimidating it so that it will not be born. You understand? So during this time, Satan does not want blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians together in Florida. That is the last thing that Satan wants. Satan would rather we all just kill each other. That's what Satan would rather have. Satan would rather, you understand, we just not have enough gas money, or we just be too broke that we can't make it to Florida, or that other bitch gonna be there. You understand? Yo, is that who you bringing? You bringing that other bitch? Well, then I'm not going. That's what Satan wants. You understand? And because Satan wants that more than anything, that's why you're seeing it more than anything. You understand? Satan ain't gonna give you Passover demons and in September while you just at home. Why? Because you ain't around your brothers and sisters like that. But during this time where you got all of the nation of Israel in one place, man, where we are literally at our strongest, where we literally, you understand, there's no other, if you ain't ever been to a Passover, then you don't understand how hard it is to explain just the feeling of being there, how just strong of a people we are, where you feel like nothing can stop, nothing can touch us while we are together. Satan don't want that. You understand? So Satan gonna do everything possible to make sure that you don't make it to the Passover. You understand? So that's why that's all of that is happening now. However, you have to fight against that. You understand? You have to fight against those demons, and you cannot let Satan win. You cannot let Satan allow you to say, well, I don't have enough gas money, so I can't make it to Florida. Or, you understand, or I just got in trouble, man. I just lost my rank because of something stupid I did, and now I'm a trooper. So now I don't want to go to the Passover because I'm a trooper now. That is Satan, man, and it's stupid. And we have an order to fight against that and to win. You understand? You got it yet? Where's your phone at? What was you about to read the whole book of Job at? I knew when Job was being tempted, he had sores on his body. Brother, if you would have found that by just reading the whole book of Job, skimming through it, next time, just go straight to the phone, though. No, I don't want that part.
Specifically the part where
when he had the boils on him. He was like Job chapter 2. Of course, the backdrop of this story, you understand, is Satan and the rest of the angels of the Lord, you understand, reported to the Most High to report on what they had done. The same way their brothers in the school report, you understand, to the council. And you understand, the Lord had asked Satan, why has he not tested Job? Because Job was you understand, a faithful servant unto the Lord. He followed the law, statutes, and commandments, and he did what the Lord said to do. And he had faith in the Most High. So the Lord wanted to test him. You understand? Hold on 1 second.
I got it.
FX Prodigy 08 said, tell the story of David and his shield. All right, no sweat. Let me finish this out, then we'll get to that a little while. We get time.
Come on.
All right, read what you got.
Come on. It's the book of Job, chapter 2, verse 7.
Uh-huh.
So went Satan forth from the presence of the Lord and smote Job with sore boils from the sole of his foot unto his crown.
So now this is a brother who did everything right. You understand? This is a brother who made his camps. This is a brother who had his departments, and they was Tawab. This is a brother who was holding down his classes. You understand? He paid his tithes and his camp fees. He checked in on Wednesday. This is a brother who was doing everything correct. And the Lord did what? Well, Satan did what?
Smote Job with sore boils from the sole of his foot unto his crown.
Satan put boil. Of course, I keep saying the Lord. You understand? The Lord sent Satan, but Satan put boils all over his body. You understand? Why did Satan put boils all over his body?
It's like I said, to test him, to put him in great pain to the point where he would, ask why is this happening?
But why did Satan specifically put boils on Job's body? Why did Satan do that specifically?
It's like I said, to put great pain on him, or
why didn't Why didn't Satan make his wife sleep with another man? Why didn't Satan make his cattle die from disease? Why didn't Satan kill all of his friends? You understand? Why did Satan specifically put boils on Job's body?
Because this is something that affects him like directly.
For time's sake, because Satan believed that that is the thing that will get Job to sin against the Lord. You understand? Which tells you what about Satan?
Oh, Slacky, he knows what buttons to push. He knows.
He know how to get you.
Come on.
You understand? You love that woman so much. You love her. You so in love with that woman. You so in love with them children. You love them children. Satan knows how to get you. You understand? So you better be in love with the truth.
That's right. Come on.
Because that's the only thing that'll stop that. No sweat. Keep going.
Okay, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
And he took him a potsherd to scrape himself withal, and he sat down among the ashes. Verse 9. Then said his wife unto him, dost thou still retain thine integrity?
Now here come this bitch. You
Right.
understand? This is a brother who served the Lord, man, in truth, man, and faithfulness. And this because he got boils all over his body. She come up to him and inside of his ear just nag. I can just imagine this happening.
Come on, God.
You know, it's sad. It's sad that this was thousands of years ago, but I can see it plain as day.
That's right.
It's sad that damn, this doesn't seem like an ancient story.
That's right.
This shit happened in 2018. You understand? Read it one more time.
Come on, God. Book of Job, chapter 2, verse 9.
Uh-huh.
Then said his wife unto him, dost thou still retain thine integrity?
He said, does thou still read it one more time? Does thou still retain thine integrity? Keep going.
Come on, God.
Uh-huh.
Curse God and die.
Curse God and die. You understand? Meaning what? What is she telling him to do?
Slack it, sir, to curse the Most High and will speak bad of the Most High and accept his fate. Just die, give up.
Give up. You understand? Why are you still going to those classes?
Come on, God.
You understand? You said that death was outside of those walls, but yet you're inside of those walls, and look at you now. Boils all over your body. So you should say to hell with the school and come out here to death with me. You understand? That's what you should do because you're dying anyway. Keep going.
Come on, verse 10. But he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh.
Job was a cold ass brother. You understand? Job wasn't the type of brother to leave the truth because another brother rises in it. Job was a type of brother to tell his woman to shut her damn mouth, man.
Right.
You understand? To tell Satan to get thee behind me. You understand? To not allow demons to rule his life. You understand? Because if you can't fight against Satan, man, on this level, and this level is very real. When you go into the demon scriptures and how demons enter, you understand, and into you understand, it's very, very real. And once you start to understand how demons work, you'll be able to see them. You'll be able to say, damn, that's a demon. That's a demon right there that want me to do that. You understand? Or you about to do something and you feel like it's the right thing to do, and you'll be able to catch it and say, that's Satan. That's Satan. You understand? And then you could be able to fight against it. But Job had to fight against this and his wife, man. Why? Because the boils weren't enough.
Right.
And Satan knows what?
The ways to harm you.
He know how to get you.
How to get you.
And so he sent that woman. He sent that woman with her mouth to come and say, you understand, you've been serving the Lord your whole, I've been seeing you do this. I've seen you do this. I've seen how long you stayed up all night on the computer, teaching those classes, doing that work. You don't give me no time because you always with the brothers. I don't ever get to see you. Your children don't ever get to see you because you always so concerned about the truth and them brothers. You understand? So that she could justify him leaving the school. So that she could justify Job taking his faith away from the Most High. You understand? And that's how demons work. If a brother gaining rank in the school wasn't enough, he gonna send that bitch right after. He gonna send her. You understand? And if that's ain't enough, then he gonna send something else, because that's how it works. Which is why the Lord said, what? You have to gird up thy loins, man.
Right.
You have to prepare yourself for these things to happen. You have to prepare to choose the truth over everything. You understand? Keep going.
Come. To read from the top of 10.
Keep going.
Okay, come.
Mhm.
What? Shall we receive good at the hand of God?
Uh-huh.
And shall we not receive evil?
He said, Job was a wise brother. You understand? He said, we're going to get all the good stuff from God, but we ain't going to get nothing bad.
Right.
You understand? Keep going.
Come. In all this, did not Job sin with his lips?
Mm-hmm.
Verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when Job's 3 friends heard of all this evil that was come upon him, they came every one from his own place.
Mm-hmm.
Eliphaz from Temanite, and Bildad from Shuhite, and Zophar the Namarthite, for they had made an appointment together to come to mourn with him and to comfort him.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 12. And when they lifted up their eyes when they lifted up their eyes afar off and knew him not, they lifted up their voice and wept, and they rent everyone his mantle and sprinkled dust upon their heads toward heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 13. So they sat down with him upon the ground 7 days and 7 nights, and none spake a word unto him, for they saw that his grief was very great.
Now, go to, and of course, this was his friends coming to sit with him. You understand? And Job was in great pain. You understand? And this pain was not going away.
Okay.
Let me see where I want you to go. This phone moving too slow. For time's sake, if I could get back to it. No sweat, cause we got a question online. But before we get there, give me Luke chapter 8.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna get to your question. So bear with me 1 second. Luke 8 and all right. Is the Wi-Fi acting up for you? Oh, it's too loud. Luke chapter 8 and verse 5.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 8, verse 5. A sower went out to sow his seed, and as he sowed, some fell by the wayside.
Now, this parable is, of course, a parable that everyone should know, because these are the type of men, these are the type of people that you will meet encountering into the truth. You understand? And so a parable, of course, is like a metaphor. So Christ is telling a story about people, but he's using the metaphor of a sower, which is someone who sows seeds into the ground to, of course, grow crops, whatever kind of crops it is, maybe corn or grains or rice, whatever it is, right? So the sower is walking and he has a bag of seeds and he is tossing the seeds to the side. You understand? Into the field. Keep going.
And it was trodden down, and the fowls of the air devoured it.
And the fowls of the air devoured it. You understand? Keep read it through, and then I'm gonna come back and explain it.
Oh, verse 5 again, sir.
You can keep going.
Oh, come. Verse 6. And some fell upon a rock, and as soon as it was sprung up, it withered away, because it lacked moisture. Verse 7. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprang up with it and choked it. Verse 8. And other fell on good ground and sprang up and bare fruit an hundredfold. And when he had said these things, he cried. You can
stop there. This isn't the one I want. I want the one in Matthew. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, it's chapter 13. Looking for the verse. Unless you got it. You got it? Yeah, go ahead and start there.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 3. And And he spake many things unto them in parables,
Mhm.
saying, Behold, a sower went forth to sow.
Mhm.
Verse 4. And when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up.
Mhm.
Verse 5. Some fell upon stony places,
Mhm.
where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprang up, because they had no deepness of earth.
Mhm.
Verse 6. And when the sun was up, they were scorched, and
Mhm.
because they had no root, they withered away.
Mhm.
Verse 7. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprang up and choked them. Verse 8. But other fell unto good ground, and brought forth fruit, some 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30-fold. Verse 9.
Mhm.
Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. Verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? Verse 11. He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven.
All right, stop. You understand? So Christ is teaching the disciples a very valuable lesson, man, about the different type of people that you're going to encounter into this truth, right?
Come on.
And where we at, verse 11?
Mysteries of the kingdom of heaven.
Come on. Go back, right?
To verse 3, sir.
Come
It's book of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 3.
Mhm.
And he spake many things unto them in parables,
Mhm.
saying, Behold, a sower went forth to sow.
Mhm.
Verse 4. And when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside.
So now, this brother right here, you understand? He's throwing the seed. The sower is throwing the seeds, right? And some of the seeds fall by the wayside, right? Wayside is an old English for the road, right?
Okay.
Lands on the concrete. You understand? Keep going.
And the fowls came and devoured them up.
And the fowls come and devour the seed up. You understand? The fowls in the air is your mother. You understand? You see this a lot at camp, right? When you're teaching at camp and you're out there, you're speaking on the street, and you're telling black people that Christ is a black man according to the Bible. And then you'll see that one brother who comes and he's listening. He comes and he does this here. He just does this. And he's just looking and he's hearing it. He's trying to listen. And then what about 2 minutes later, here comes Uncle Tom or Sam.
Right.
Sam or some white man will come whisper in his ear and he'll put his arm around his shoulder and say, you know, that's the black KKK right there.
Right.
You understand? And then all you'll see is the brother saying, and then they'll walk down together down the street to go smoke cigarette butts or whatever together.
Good.
You understand? Yeah.
Butts.
Or it's your mother. You understand? You hear about the truth and you bring home a flyer and your mother say, nope. You're not going to that coat. You're going to be staying in this house. You understand? Or you got to get on out of here.
Right.
And of course, you want to stay in the house. So you do what? You rip up the flyer, you throw it in the trash, you forget about it. You understand? Those are the men that get devoured by the fowls of the air. Keep going.
Verse 5. Some fell upon stony places, where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up, because they had no deepness of earth.
Now, this brother right here is a brother who loves the truth. You understand? He loves everything about the truth. He loves the way we look. He loves the brotherhood. He loves the camp. He loves Hebrew Academy. He just in love with Hebrew Academy. Good night. He see Hebrew Academy for the first time on the TV, and he is like, man, sign me up.
Good night.
Sign me up. You understand? Yeah. But this brother this brother lands on the stony places, right? Or this sister, meaning what? What does it mean for them to land on the stony places? What is the metaphor saying here? What is the point?
It's like, sir, they don't have a way to grow and they don't have a way to raise up.
Right. Meaning what? They didn't give themselves enough time to get deeply rooted into the truth. You understand? They did what? They came in here and they started trying to debate before they even became an officer.
Good night.
They went out there and tried to debate as a trooper. And what you got? Go ahead. What you got?
1140 became, and then just became officer.
I ain't gonna tell him myself.
Well, I guess I don't know what you're talking about then, because
I ain't gonna tell him myself.
Right.
Hey, look, everybody different,
right?
came in this truth, I won't go nowhere.
Right.
You understand?
Damn right.
A very wise brother once taught me. He made me realize something about myself that I didn't actually know. He said, it's not that you're actually very knowledgeable of everything, which is why you win debates. He said, the reason why you destroy people in debates is because you absolutely don't give a fuck about what they're talking about.
Right.
And I realized that because I never did. I didn't care what no pastor said. You could pull any scripture, and it would go in one ear and out the other.
Most High
And I would
Christ.
say, but what about Daniel chapter 6 and verse 7? No sweat. But anyway, yeah. This brother, man, he loves the truth, but they didn't give themselves enough time to get deeply rooted into the truth, right? They didn't learn enough. This is also the type of brother who comes into the truth, but at some point they plateau. You understand? Meaning they decide that they've learned enough. They decide that, you know, there's nothing extra that I need. I passed my officer's test. I'm good, man. I ain't got to do nothing else. You understand? I'll just go to class and just, you know, and then they plateau. And then you do see those type of brothers, you'll see them and then and they'll be in class 4 times a week. And then eventually it go down to, I only seen this brother 2 times this week. And then eventually it's, yeah, man, Tabawan, when the last time you seen that brother? I ain't seen him in about 3 weeks since the feast, actually. Then he just become a feast brother. You understand? He just, Shalom, y'all about what's going down? Like, I ain't seen you since the Feast of Purim. Right. I ain't seen you since the Feast of First Fruits. You understand? But he's not allowing himself to get deeply rooted in here. And so what happens when he becomes a feast brother?
It's like it, sir. He doesn't have enough time in the truth, so he starts to distance himself from the truth. So that feast eventually becomes, you don't see him at no feast no more. I mean,
that's what happens eventually. But what is happening while he's not with us?
Oh, demons are getting in his ear. He's getting temptation.
When you are not with us, you're with somebody.
That's right.
You understand? If you're not with your brothers or your sisters in the school, you're with someone. You understand? You're with your friends back in the world. You understand? You stop going out to the clubs and to the bars with the Akim, but you still going to the clubs and to the bar. You just stop doing it with them. You understand? You still going to you're not going to high holy days with your brothers in this truth, but you still celebrating something. Right. You going back to Christmas with your mother and Thanksgiving. What you guys do?
Saturday night they go out to party, and then Sunday morning they go to church.
Good. Right. You understand? You're gonna be with somebody. You understand? But that time away is what is going to allow you to get swept out of the school. You understand? Till eventually that feast brother just becomes the brother where you could call him. You can call him today. You ain't seen him in 3 years. And you could call him today. He still got your number saved as Officer Maya Shar. He's still going to salute you. He going to say, Shalom. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah Barakatah. What's going down? And you're going to be like, damn, I ain't heard from you in 3 days. I accidentally called you, but I ain't heard from you in 3 years. What's going on? Man, you know, I'm just, you know. No sweat, Doc. Just hit me when you know something. You understand? You understand? But he gets swept out of the truth because he didn't allow himself the time to get deeply rooted in here. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 6. And when the sun was up, they were scorched. And because they had no root, they withered away. Because
it's when the sun, the metaphor in that is that they were not able to suffer. Not to suffer, but Salakia. For the sun scorching them, meaning the world around them, you understand, hated the truth. And they loved the truth, but they could not suffer being hated for loving the truth. They couldn't suffer their friends leaving them. They couldn't suffer their homeboys that they grew up with not hanging out with them and not calling them anymore. They couldn't suffer being at camp and seeing their boss walk across the camp and saying that our oppressor is the devil to his face.
Right.
They can't suffer the world hating them. They love the truth. They believe everything that is taught in here. But the world hates the truth, and they can't suffer the world hating them. You understand? So they get dried up. Keep going. Which is so important that you make it to this Passover, because all year, you're having to be the cult leader. All year, you're having a fight against your ribs family members and your family members and your friends and your family and the white man and Africans and Hawaiian people and Chinese people. And you have to fight against pastors and Muslims all year, and then you just start to get dried up. But that Passover, your roots get deeply planted into that good soil, and you come out of there just flourishing, man, ready to go back into hell to battle some more. You understand? Which is why it's very important that you make it to the Passover. Keep going.
Verse 7. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them.
And now these brothers, you understand, also love the truth. These sisters also love the truth, but they don't want to hurt for it. You understand? They don't want to. They love everything about coming to class and going to camp and paying their tithes. But when paying their tithes means that they can't afford the Lamborghini they want, well, then paying the tithes, then it becomes second. Right. You understand? When being in the truth means that you now have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice your time with your woman that you love so much. You have to sacrifice your money that you love so much to help build up schools, to hold food drives. And at first, it's cool. At first, it's such a great thing. Like, oh man, we holding a food drive. Yeah, man, I went out and bought all the fish. You understand? But the second and third and fourth time, you understand, your bank account start to get a little low. You gotta start purchasing. I feel for them brothers that done raised up zones and schools. It's a lot. You understand? It's a lot that gets put into this, and it has to come from somewhere. But this brother, you understand, who fell into the thorns, he starts to get choked out. It starts to become too much. You understand? You a grown man in here getting checked by another grown man because you didn't answer your phone that you paid. You understand? You paid a bill on your phone, but another man is telling you that you need to get your crap together because you have obligations in this school. Right. That to some brothers becomes too much. It becomes too much that you have to check in every Wednesday. It becomes too much. Shalom, Lord Christ. It becomes too much that you have to take orders. So you want to take the class? It becomes too much that you have to take orders from men who you feel like you should not have to take orders from. Right. It becomes too much when a brother who has spent half the time in the truth that you have then surpasses you in rank. Right. It becomes too much. It's just too hard to suffer. It's so hard to have to get a call from Cap and say, y'all meet at the school at 7 a.m. because you're going to Alabama. Right. When you had plans. When you in the rib, you was going to go to the mall. Right. You was going to go to the Great Wolf Lodge this weekend, but now you got to go to Alabama. You understand? Okay. The world, the work in here begins to choke you out. The same for a woman. It's easy at first. You understand? You come in here with your husband, and we got the dresses and the headpieces, the Passover, the Feast of Purim. I'm cooking the food. It gets easy at first until he come in there and you walk in your house and there's two babies on the couch, and yeah, they're his. They look just like him, right? And it's two of them. You understand? Yeah. Then you have to suffer for the truth. Now you have to raise children that are not yours. You have to change them children's diapers. And he's going to be gone. Oh, yeah. He's not there. He's dropping off two children that are his that you didn't know about. They're 2 years old, and you have to change their diapers, and he's going to camp. And then after camp, he's going to the bar with the brothers. And you're still at home changing the diaper. And you have to deal with it. You have to suffer it. You understand? But this brother, he gets suffered. I mean, he gets choked out of the truth. Keep going.
Come. Verse 8. But other fell into good ground and brought forth fruit, some 100-fold, some 60-fold.
But others fell into good ground and brought forth fruit. Like what we was talking about earlier about, about me, man. I think I fell in a good ground. You understand?
Most high Christ.
That's why what I was doing ain't really hurt me too much. Keep going.
Come.
Read it again, that last part from the top.
Come, sir. The book of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 8.
Uh-huh.
But other fell into good ground and brought forth fruit, some 100-fold.
And so these fell into good ground. Yeah, I tell you, this technology is not working for me today. You don't just randomly log me up. No sweat. You understand? They fall into good ground and they bring forth fruit. You understand? Meaning what? What is the fruit that they bring forth?
It's like, sir, more people into the truth,
or
built up more schools, more camps.
Well, simpler than that, right? Every brother ain't gonna build up a camp or a school, right? So what is this talking about?
Just good works.
The work.
Oh, come on.
You understand the work that they did? You understand that?
Come on, sir.
You understand what work is?
Come on, sir.
Reading.
Come on.
Right? Now I'm telling you what you're doing, right? You go into class and you reading for a brother, you reading for a priest at camp. That's work.
Come on.
It takes work to have to stand there and follow the lines, especially when you get brothers who is very skilled, who say, go here and hold that. You understand? And hold this as well. You up there holding 3 places at one time, fingers like this in the book, Tabawan. He holding the book like this, trying to make sure he don't lose his spot. That take work. You understand? Just being a brother. It be like that, man. But just being a brother, man. Being a brother who doesn't, you understand, who doesn't think to cause harm to his brother or talks bad about his brother. That takes work, Ak. You understand? That's something that you got to fight every single day of your life when you wake up to just be a brother, you understand, in the truth, or to be a sister in the truth. Because, of course, it'll be easy to be like how you were in the world.
Right.
It'll be easy for you to hate your brother or for you to hate your sister. It'll be easy to do those things. But to not do those things takes work, man. You understand? But keep reading.
Con. Some 60-fold, some 30-fold. Verse 9. Who hath ears to hear? Let him hear. Verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables?
Now you could drop there. You understand? For time's sake. The brother online had a question about the shield of David and King David. However, we run short on time and the live done cut off. So if you still watching on something else out, you can hit me in the back chat. I can answer that for you. You can wait till tomorrow and get it answered or whatever you decide to do. All right? What are we doing? Gotcha. All right, no sweat. 1 second. Time we got 8:56.
Book of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 10.
Let me see right here. Give me Give me 1 John chapter 4 and verse 1. The end here.
It's the book of 1 John chapter 4, verse 1. Beloved, Believe not every spirit.
Beloved, believe not every spirit. You understand? You can't. Don't trust every feeling that you have.
Come on.
You understand? In the world, we call that what? We call it
Emotion, sir.
no. In the world, think about how you were in the world. In the world, when you had a gut feeling about something, it was your what? You said what? Your intuition.
Come on.
You understand? And the truth, your intuition means very little.
That's right.
You understand? And in the world, your intuition would tell you that you understand to put the coke in your sock instead of putting it in your pocket.
Right.
And the truth, the law tells you to not have coke anyway,
That's right.
which is better than your stupid intuition to put it in your sock. You understand? Don't trust every spirit. Don't trust everything that comes around you and tells you that it's of God, that is of the Lord.
Right.
You understand? Keep going.
Come on. But
Mhm.
try the spirits whether they are of God.
But do what?
But try the spirits whether they are of God.
But try the spirits whether they are of God. You understand? How do you try a spirit?
Oh, it's like, so you ask them questions. You see them by their actions. You basically observe them. Or yeah, it was like basically by their actions. How they do what they do. Do they follow this law?
What's the last thing you just said?
Oh, whether they follow the law, sir.
Meaning what?
If they're men of the Most High, if they're men of God, and they follow this law.
Meaning what? What do you compare it to?
Oh, Slacker, sir. You compare it to the people out there who don't follow law, like your Christian pastors or
What do you compare? If you're trying a spirit, you understand, how are you trying it? You have to compare it to something.
Come on. So yeah, you'd compare it to the Christian church then, maybe. It's like that's like
Don't compare it to the Christian church. You're gonna be, every spirit is gonna be good. Dog. Every spirit on this earth is gonna be, you're gonna accept them into your house. Dog. This brother gonna come in here and say he gonna have a homosexual spirit. You're gonna compare it to the church. You're like, yeah, we good to go.
Right.
you gonna say, come in. You understand? What do you compare it to, sis?
Would you compare it to yourself?
You wouldn't. You understand? Because yourself, remember, you have to even question your own thoughts, right? You may think that hating a brother because he gained rank over you is a tawab thing. You may think there's nothing wrong with it. Why? Why is there nothing wrong with hating a brother because he gained rank? Why is there nothing wrong with it? I'm playing the devil's advocate on this one. Why is there nothing wrong with it? I want you to answer as a brother who believes this, a spirit that believes this. Why is there nothing wrong with it?
Slacker, sir, because you came up with it. You that's a thought you had, and it has to be right. So,
Think about the spirit. What would a spirit tell you? What would Satan tell you?
oh well, why has this brother got this rank over me? You know what I'm saying?
Young man.
It should have been yourself.
You said what?
You should have been yourself.
You said because it should have been yourself? That's part of it. Why else? Remember, these are your thoughts.
Come on.
You understand? You ever heard somebody say they talking to themselves?
Yeah, come on.
Then they jump off a bridge? Yeah, it was a spirit. A demon told them to jump off that bridge.
Come on.
You understand?
So,
What makes them jump off the bridge? What makes you hate a brother that has outranked you, even though he's been in the school for half the time you've been in it?
Come on. So it'd be the demons in your head, your mind.
It's all the work you done put into the school, huh? All the classes you done held, all the money you done spent, all the debates you done did, the lectures you done held, how many phone calls you had to take, how many weeks you had to check in. You understand? The departments that you hold, the brothers that you know. You understand? All of these things are what? Justification for you to be an idiot. When a brother jumps off a bridge, why is his thought to jump off a bridge justified? Because his wife left him. I mean, good night. His wife whored on him with 2 men. You understand? His children don't love him anymore. He lost his job. He doesn't have any money. He's homeless. So of course he's supposed to jump off a bridge, isn't he? He's supposed to listen to that because of his life is terrible. What are you going to say? His life, he shouldn't jump off a bridge? His life is terrible. I mean, he's nothing. He's nobody looks at him for anything. His children don't love him anymore. What else does he have to offer to the world except another mouth to feed? He should jump off a bridge, shouldn't he? Makes sense to me. It don't make sense to you?
According to him, like you said, sir, his justification would not deviate, would demand that, I guess.
What doesn't it make sense to?
To just give up.
What doesn't it make sense to? I don't have one up here.
So, like, sir, to give up there? I mean, that wouldn't make sense.
To hate the brother because he outranked you, or to jump off a bridge because of whatever demons he has or whatever justification he has, what doesn't it make sense to?
Listen to yourself. These things in your head.
You're listening to yourself, which is why it makes sense. People jump off bridges because it makes sense to jump off bridges to them. People hate brothers who outrank them because it makes sense to them to do it. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it. You understand? You wouldn't burn this coal and try to eat it because it doesn't make sense. You understand? But if something in your head made it make sense, then you would do it. So we understand how it works, right? You do things that make sense to you, even if other people think it's downright stupid. Right. It's an opinion. Who doesn't justify you jumping off a bridge? Young man.
The Most High.
Which is what you have to compare it to. You try these spirits in comparison to what the Lord said. You understand? The Lord didn't tell you to hate your brother. The Lord told you to love your brother. You understand? The Lord didn't tell you to jump off a bridge. The Lord said that this body is a temple, man, and you don't have the right to commit suicide in any way. And so that is how you try a spirit. You try those demons based off what the Lord has given us. You understand? And if you go into this scripture and try to justify you hating a brother, then you know you're wrong because the Lord is against it. You understand? Keep going. Finish it up. What time we got? No, sir.
Okay. Because many false prophets are gone out into the world. Verse 2. Hereby know ye the Spirit of the Most High. Every spirit that confesseth that Yahushua Mashiach is come in the flesh is of the Most High. So hereby know ye the Spirit of the Most High, the Spirit that confesseth Christ. Okay, so every spirit that everybody that follows Christ is coming in the flesh.
Everyone who follows Christ or is who follows Commander General Yohana today has a spirit of the Most High. Done. And with that, I'm gonna pass the class over to Priest Officer Tabawan.
ISUPK security announcements. We're the ISUPK. Start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or a sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18 and 21 and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew and is pronounced Ma'ashera. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation will, of course, be the 53rd annual Passover, going down to Cocoa Beach, Florida. You know what I'm saying? We got about a month away. You know what I'm saying? Get all your affairs in order, Airbnbs and hotel rooms and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? A lot of different events. So check the ISUPK website, isupk.com, to find out about all the different events we got going on. I want to remind Akim and Akwathian to check on social media, such as isupk.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, he needs to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, headband, or scarf. And with that, Ahmadium, which means to stand. Due to being over the time, we're just going to go ahead, Salaki. Due to being over the time, we're going to go ahead and salute. So, sister, you can actually, sister Salaki, you can, Yashab, remain seated. Come, men of Israel, Sar, going to turn